when you're losing your ground, till the afterglow, the afterglow.
Fading away, you look so great when you gotta shine. One more part of you is gone now, as you keep smiling at the crowd.
Pressure is your best enemy. Spotlights show what I wanna see. Sometimes it feels like you're under attack. You just can't break free. I'll be there when you're down, when you're losing your ground, till the afterglow, the afterglow. I'll be there when you fall, when you're losing it all. In the afterglow, in the afterglow. Whoa!
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday night. SmackDown is coming to us from San Jose, California. But we here at the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program are coming to you from wherever, so whichever social media platform you want to be watching us on. As right now we are looking at the events of Perth Crown Jewel from last Saturday, in which Cody Rhodes lost to Seth Rollins. But we are also looking at what happened the following Monday. We're looking at actually pretty much the dominance of the Vision over that has taken place basically over the spring and the summer of this year. And as we look and see, we see CM Punk on Monday gaining the #1 contendership. And the Vision attacking CM Punk. And then attacking Seth Rollins. I'm talking the Vision as in Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. A very shocking turn of events here. And we're starting it off with Nick Aldis in the ring here. Let's take a look and see what he's got to say. Nick Aldis dropping a bombshell on everyone. The Drew McIntyre JACOB FATU match scheduled for later tonight is now a number one contenders matchup. The winner to face Cody Rhodes, who is making his way to the ring right now. Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable start. Not even 5 minutes in, and we've already got a shocking announcement. How's it going, Pete? Glad to have you here. Hopefully you caught that announcement from Nick Aldis off the top of the show there. Corey Graves back on commentary tonight with Vic Joseph this time. And the Cody Rhodes chant's already starting up. Cody hasn't even gotten a word in yet. Cody just basically hyping up the main event tonight between JACOB FATU and Drew McIntyre, which is, as was announced by Nick Aldis, a #1 contenders matchup. Oh, geez, the MFTs are in the building right now. And they see Ray Phoenix taking some pictures. So Ray Phoenix was taking some pictures backstage. The MFTs walk up and they Solo was like, hey, to the photographer, he was like, hey, take my picture. And Ray took exception, says, we're not done. I'm not done here. And Solo's like, well, you are done here. And then Ray's like, you got a problem with me, Solo? And then suddenly the MFTs just beat him up. But right now, we've got women's tag team action coming up, women's tag team championship action, I should say, as Charlotte Flair is getting set to make her presence felt with Alexa Bliss following behind here. Yes, the women's tag team titles are on the line as they are going to be defending against Sol RUCA and ZARIA. Interesting that the champions are coming out first, and usually in these championship matches we see the challengers coming out first. It might make sense. I think if I'm not mistaken, Sol RUCA is from the California area. But yeah, as we head to commercial break, guys, it's time for me to show you at least one of our commercials. So take a look at what we've got here. Let's take a look at what's coming up in the week of the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. Take a look.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thursday we go TNA when we brace for Impact at 7:55 p.m. Eastern. Friday we secure all details as we answer the call for the Smackdown Security Detail at 8 p.m. Eastern. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. Eastern. On Sundays be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Eastern. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
Yeah, and if you want to find all of that, all you got to do is head on over to turnbucklestudios.org. From there, you'll just have to click the shows button. It'll give you a list of all the most recent shows right there. Turnbuckle affiliation from the Turnbuckle affiliation program, turnbucklestudios.org is the place to go. Now, you guys out there in the audience there, give me your predictions on this tag team title match. I'm actually kind of surprised this week that we have not started off with a United States title opening challenge. Last couple of weeks we've started off with that. But give me your guys' predictions on who you guys think is going to take the championship here. I'll tell you who I think Charlotte and Alexa will retain. Although it would be interesting to see Sol Ruca and Zarya with the titles. I think it'd be interesting to see Sol Ruca with 3 championships. And if she does win, I believe she might be the first person ever in the WWE history books to have held 3 championships at once. That is to say, of course, if she were to take the win. Now, we've been seeing promotions for Survivor Series War Games taking place November 29th, but right now we are taking a look at the beautiful skyline with the Rockies in the background of San Jose. Wow. I think those were the Rockies. I'm not sure. But here they come. Here come the challengers, Zarya and Sol Ruca, making their way to the ring. And making his way onto our screens, OMD.
I am here. I am tired, but I am here as I see ZARIA making their way to the ring. And I did see our tag team champions standing in the ring awaiting their arrival.
Yeah, it's going to be women's tag team title action.
Nice.
And I was just remarking, does Sol Ruca still have the speed title?
I believe she does.
Okay, because I was just remarking that if she were to win tonight, she might be the first person in WWE history to have held 3 championships at once.
Yeah. And
Blake
really
Monroe.
interesting is Blake Monroe at ringside.
Well, I think she's gunning for Sol Ruca's North American Championship.
Right. I know for a fact that Sol Ruca would be the first person in NXT history to hold 3 championships at once.
Yeah, because I've done my run through and of championship history in my head, and I'm almost certain nobody's ever held 3 championships at once.
There's a part of me that wants to say Kurt Angle, but I know he did that in TNA.
Yeah, and in WWE, the only time he ever held 2 titles at once was when he was the European and the Intercontinental Champion. Unless there was a time when he was a WWE or World Heavyweight Champion and won a tag title.
Right. And I want to say maybe it was during his time in the old ECW.
But your ears do not deceive you if you're listening to the commentary. Corey Graves is back tonight.
Ah, excellent.
He's doing commentary with Vic Joseph, and that's interesting.
Yes.
What's
And I
also
wonder-
interesting, because I'm just going to spoil you this right now because it's going to be spoiled for you regardless. Tonight's main event between Drew McIntyre and JACOB FATU is now a #1 contenders match for Cody Rhodes Championship.
Okay. Well, no, I can't hear that. I knew the match was still ongoing. Even with outside forces playing a part in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it is going to be very interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, given that the MFTs have showed up and they already beat up on Ray Fenix.
Okay. And I'm also hearing I've heard something else very interesting as far as Sami Zayn goes tonight and who his potential opponent may be.
It's even if he has a match tonight, as far as I know, nothing's been announced for him.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Yes, I have heard a very, very intriguing name for that one.
And what name would that be?
One ILJA DRAGUNOV.
That would be one hell of a match. Just as we're getting one hell of a tag match here. ZARIA just proving her strength right now.
Yes, she is.
Now, you know a little bit more, I think, about Sol Ruca than I do. She is from the California area, right?
I do believe so.
Okay, then that would make sense why her and ZARIA came out second as the champions were in the ring. Because typically in a champions match, right, the challenger comes out first, then the champion.
Typically, but I do know that there is also the champion's choice.
Mm-hmm.
So the champions do have that luxury of picking whether they want to come out first or last.
That's the same excuse they used for Macho Man and Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 5. Macho Man walked to the ring first in that match.
I've never been a huge fan of that. I do think that the champions should come last.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I mean, I just mentioned Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. 1989, Hulk Hogan was at the height of his popularity.
Yeah.
There is one thing that I'm noticing ZARIA should not be doing, and that's taking this really slow and allowing herself to get distracted by Charlotte.
Yes. Because there comes Alexa.
I was just going to say, and that's why. You've got two experienced women in both Alexa and Charlotte. ZARIA does have her own experience, but not on the main roster.
Yeah, and not to this level.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to ask this because, it is a fantastic match, but would this match, for ZARIA's sake, have been better served to happen at Crown Jewel or last Friday in Perth?
I think I would have been okay with that. But again, like I said, Sol Ruca being from California kind of gives her that home field advantage too, you know?
Yep.
As a matter of fact, before we go further, I'm going to double check Sol Ruca, where she's from.
And I do know that Alexa Bliss has a home in California now as well.
Yeah, Sol Ruca, Ontario, California. So not far from San Jose. I know Ontario's not, like, maybe about an hour or so away from there.
But we're in Ontario.
But we're not in Ontario, California.
No, but we are in Ontario, CA. But as you were saying,
So yeah, she does definitely has the hometown advantage here. Both Zarya and Sol Ruka would.
yeah. Now we do know that they have had some issues in NXT, but now up here the last few weeks on the main roster, they seem to be back on the
Yeah.
same page. Is that just
Even
because of the different brands, or is that
I'm gonna say it's on NXT too, because the last couple of weeks they've been doing just fine as a team there.
okay?
Um, if it were me, because we have been seeing Charlotte and Alexa defending the tag titles on NXT. If I'm Shawn Michaels or whoever is running NXT, I would build a women's tag division around Sol Ruka and Zarya. I would take the North American Championship off of them,
Right.
and build them so that they can be credible contenders. Not just Zarya and Sol Ruka, but build the women's tag division to be credible contenders for Charlotte and Alexa.
Right. Now we saw Zarya come in at around the same time as Julia and Stephanie Vicaire. Is there a reason why she hasn't necessarily reached their heights yet, having won, gold in NXT
Well, when
really acting?
when NXT lost Stephanie Vicaire and Julia, they took kind of a big hit in women wrestlers. So they need Zarya, they need Jordan Grace to stay down there so that they can have
Right.
star power there.
But I'm saying is that why they haven't reached those levels yet, reaching the North American Championships, reaching the Women's Championship? Because I'm going to put this to you this way. Let's keep the two belts on Sol Ruka for now. Imagine Zarya winning the NXT Women's Championship and then they win the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships.
They become the two-woman power trip.
Yeah. And Charlotte wearing gear that matches Alexa. So really they're starting to form this bond in this true team. Now her gear also does somewhat match Zarya's.
Yeah, I said this months ago, but I kind of got the feeling several months ago when Charlotte and Alexa did form this tag team. It was a very uneasy alliance at the time, but it felt more like how Sheamus and Cesaro became a tag team.
Right.
They had the best of 7 series, and they were like, you know what? We're good. Why don't we be a tag team?
Right. And if you notice, all 4 women are wearing pink and black. And I know we're in San Jose, so it's not an homage to Brett.
I just want to see Soul Ruka hit a Soul Crusher on somebody.
Soul Snatcher, yeah. But Soul came in like a house of fire after getting that tag.
I thought Charlotte was going for a giant swing at first.
So did I.
Walls of Jericho, apparently. It's not the
Soul,
first time.
though.
Not the first time this week we've seen a Walls of Jericho applied.
No, it's not.
John Cena did one to AJ Styles last Saturday. And there it is.
There's your Soul Snatcher and Alexa.
I really thought,
Wow.
I thought Soul had her.
I did too. Oh, Zarya blocking the attempted head scissor takeover from Alexa, and wow.
Oh yeah, every time I see a maneuver like a swing into the barricade like that, I cringe just a little bit.
And a moonsault there coming off of the ring post.
Yeah, right by, yeah, I figured as much. Soul is distracted by Blake Monroe at ringside.
Yes, she is.
Shouldn't be distracted.
No.
See, Charlotte will take advantage.
Yep.
Charlotte's going to slap the taste out of Blake Monroe, though. Or maybe not.
No, because I could actually see when it comes time for her to make her main roster debut, I could see Charlotte taking a Blake Monroe under her wing.
I could see them feuding with one another.
That too.
Well, she's trying to get, yep, she's going for the figure eight.
Yes, she is. And Soul, I mean, one hell of an effort there from ZARIA. Soul trying to fight and not tap.
Yeah, you got no choice, Soul. I'm sorry.
No.
Live to fight another day, woman.
Yes, and Blake laughing and clapping, cheering at ringside for Charlotte.
But here's the thing, Blake. Soul still has gold.
Yes. And this right here was the turning point in this match. That save off of the Soul Crusher.
The distraction was basically the turning point in my eyes. But this was a decent little match.
Absolutely, it was. And all of the props to Zarya and Sol RUCA.
There we go. There's
And
some of that sportsmanship I was hoping to see.
Respect as Alexa and Charlotte go in to shake their challengers' hands.
And old Cody Rhodes walking around backstage.
Yes. Oh,
JACOB FATU.
Cody saying, all right, I hope so.
Yeah, and JACOB FATU basically saying he's going to be the one to challenge
Yes,
Cody.
as we go back to last week and what happened with Zelina Vega, Aleister Black, and Damian Priest.
Yeah, but did you happen to see who was sitting all the way in the back again? Drew McIntyre was sitting all the way back there.
Oh.
Watching what Cody and JACOB had to say. But right now, as we head to commercial, I think it's time for our second commercial break. And this time, guys, we're looking for your help.
A Turnbuckle affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, videos games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, turnbucklestudios.org is the hottest site on the internet. Turnbucklestudios.org/join allows you to follow that commercial you just saw. The shop link sends you to carlcarafel.redbubble.com where you can support us that way and get any of our exciting merch. Watch all of our latest weekly episodic shows. Go to the host section, meet the team, and get our socials. Ladies and gentlemen, turnbucklestudios.org, the hottest site on the interwebs. Do it. Do it now.
Yeah, and they're promoting a Survivor Series War Games San Diego, November 29th.
They are, but we are, at this point, we are 2 weeks away from Smackdown in Utah, followed by Saturday night's main event.
Okay, but I'm going to roll it back to War Games and say that there will be a PLE patrol because I wasn't finished talking. There will definitely be a PLE patrol, and there may be one for the Saturday night's main event. I'm not certain yet. That's a pay week for me, so.
Right. So when do we see this Cody title defense take place? Do we wait until Survivor Series, or do we get it before that? Do we get it at Saturday night's main event?
Yeah, and that's the one thing I'm wondering too over on the Raw side of things with CM Punk as well. Does he do the title match with Seth Rollins? Is there even going to be a championship match with Seth Rollins is the big concern because he's injured. But yeah, I've got to think, does it? I think it maybe it. I think I got to think it does happen at Saturday night's main event.
I got to be honest. I think you're right, but I think who do we get to be CM Punk's opponent if it's not Seth Rollins?
Well, Chris Parrish actually presented a decent idea where they actually have a tournament to determine who faces CM Punk.
I'm with you there. I would love to see a tournament, but I want to go back and do a proper tournament, one-on-one matches, not these triple threats and four ways to determine your contender.
That's what I want to see as well. And you can do it. You can do it in a one night format, or even a two nights of Raw format. And I'd be okay with that.
And it's not Joe Hendry, but you said his name and he appears. It is Chris Parrish. How are we doing, my friend?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm actually
Go ahead.
I'm a little bit tired this evening, but we're here and we are rocking it here on the security detail.
Well, then. Ooh, check out that snake by Aleister Black. We're getting a little bit of a recap from that last man standing match from last week between Aleister Black and Damian Priest. Through the words of one Aleister Black. Let us know in the comments what you thought of Zelina Vega joining forces with Aleister Black.
And as they said in there, this was always part of the plan, always by design. And then in reference to that snake, the poison isn't venom, it's salvation. Where do we see Aleister Black go from here?
Hopefully towards the championship. That would be nice. Maybe even the world title. Maybe he has next after whoever wins between Fatu and Drew.
Right. And now we are seeing what the MFTs did to Sami Zayn.
And Shinsuke Nakamura. Nick Aldis and The Miz. Huh.
So it seems Sammy pleading to get this U.S. Open challenge because apparently it was called off by Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis saying that he was just looking out for Sami Zayn based on the MFT and their attack. But I mean, you have to give it up for Sami Zayn, who wants to be a fighting champion.
Yes. And given who Sammy's reported opponent is, I'm really looking forward to that match.
Yeah, that's not true. I am not there. I'm not wrestling Sami Zayn for the U.S. title.
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't think so.
But according to Nick Aldis, this open challenge was supposed to be Shinsuke Nakamura's rematch.
Yes, it was.
And Nick Aldis. Sorry, go ahead.
But Shinsuke was, of course, competing earlier today in Japan.
Mm-hmm. Then Nick Aldis also said based on the attacks last week, he wanted to make sure Shinsuke got the next and proper rematch since the match never got to fully come to fruition.
Yes.
As we're getting a Halloween Havoc preview, have we previewed what we have in store for everyone?
Yes, we did.
Perfect. Then I will also say that next Saturday, I will be doing a live watch party for Halloween Havoc.
All right.
I dig it.
And the invite will be put out to anybody this time. I'm going to try to do something different.
Well, that is a game changer. So I will see if I am free to assist you next Saturday, Mr. Parrish.
Oh, anybody but you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
And if that's the case, I will move Saturday night gaming to Saturday afternoon gaming and join in.
Wonderful. But yes, I'm also going to open this up to anybody. You don't even have to be a part of Turnbuckle Studios to join.
There we go.
Everything will be going on the Chris Parrish platforms, but anybody will be available to join. Just hit me up and let me know in the comments if this is something that interests you. But I have to ask this very important question. We got the news that JACOB FATU and Drew McIntyre are going to be the number one contendership match. Who do we think is going to be the number one contender?
As much as I want to say Jacob, I think that this is Drew's time. I think Drew not only becomes the number one contender, I think Drew takes the belt.
Yeah,
Now-
I'm leaning towards Drew more specifically because I think the MFTs are going to find their way to get involved in this match. Because as much as I hate to say it, I don't think JACOB FATU and Solo are done.
I also have been hearing reports that JACOB FATU might be dealing with a non-wrestling related injury, and I'm wondering if this is going to be the opportunity they take to kind of write him off, at least for a little bit. So that's what I'm kind of looking into, because I don't know if these rumors are true. I don't know if these sources are onto something. So I really want to kind of take this match as just to kind of see.
Absolutely.
Because I'm like you, I would love to see something with Drew McIntyre. I think he's been doing some of his best work in the last couple of years, and then just not getting the full opportunity to run forward. And he's kind of not, he hasn't really had that proper opportunity, because even though he won that Royal Rumble, you know, the pandemic happened. So he never really got a chance to have that big time moment. So I really do hope this could be something for Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, he did have that big time moment, all to then allow his war with CM Punk to take his focus off the belt. So, no, I think it is Drew. I've heard the same reports you have about Mr. Fatu. And so, yeah, I'm wondering where they go with him.
I'm also going to say this, that museum that we just saw really needs to learn on their spacing, because the F from the word of was too close to the word art.
Yep.
All right. Well, we are now seeing a cartoon Hulk Hogan and Mean Gene soaking in a bathtub.
Or a promotion for Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling to keep it PG. OMD.
Well, he kind of didn't speak any lies, though. That's what happened.
As we do get Sami Zayn making his way to the ring, and I'm going to be intrigued to see where they go with this. If it is the reported return for this U.S. Championship match tonight, and that being one ILJA Dragunov.
And again, I got to wonder if the MFTs find their way involved in this match again.
I'm even wondering if it's anybody on the main roster. Like, could it be a NXT guy? Could it be a TNA guy? Could it be? That's the question.
It could be anybody.
I was going to say a name there.
No, I know exactly where you were going. But the question is do you believe it could be that TNA wrestler?
Oh, that's not even where I was going at all. I was just trying to throw a curveball.
Thinking outside the box, eh?
I mean, I'm thinking if anything, this would be a great time to bring Obafemi or Trick Williams up.
Yep.
The Miz, apparently.
Okay.
Oh, the Miz is on a microphone.
Could we see Carmelo Hayes just cost him the same way Miz cost Carmelo Hayes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
You speak it into existence.
See, I said his name and he appeared. I believe in Carmelo.
Because Mello don't miss.
Well, Mello came to play.
And there it is.
Well, I guess we now know if Roman was moved over to Raw. We know who's moved over to SmackDown.
Right. And this is huge. And what a match we are in for here.
Oh, yeah.
But we have not seen Ilya Dragunov in quite some time. Now, we know he keeps himself in tremendous shape. Will there be any ring rust?
Nah. I mean, who knows? It's so hard too, because when you're in WWE and the Performance Center is right there at your disposal, and you get a chance to be in the ring and do all that stuff, and knowing the work ethics that these athletes now have just to be in the best shape, in the best form possible, it's so hard to assume that ring rust is even a thing. And even with that hair and a nice new tattoo from Ilya Dragunov, by the way, I doubled down on my thing of Ilya looks like Lane Staley so much.
Yeah, he does.
Like, it is insane. And I love it. But also adding some gold and some wristbands to his repertoire, and we're seeing that knee brace on
Yes.
Ilya. Are we gonna get a handshake? No,
Of course
there
we
it is.
are.
Yeah. I have to shut up because I
And now we get the San Jose's hockey fight.
Oh, come on. We all know San Jose doesn't fight.
No, that's true.
And already we're just getting a fast-paced match and a hard-hitting one,
Yes.
too.
Yes, we are.
And that's the way I think you've got to wrestle if you're in the ring against a guy like Ilya Dragunov, because Dragunov will hit you just as hard.
Yes. Now, who do we see coming out on top in this situation? Or do we, as you've already alluded to, Mr. Best, do the MFTs get involved again, cost everybody?
I kind of wonder if the MFTs try to do something, but we see the baby faces unite and fight back.
Right.
And because I'll kind of put this question out there. Knowing with Seth Rollins' injury, and from all reports, it is a legit injury. This isn't a second or a rebirth of the Rouge of the
SummerSlam,
century. Yeah. Could we now translate the MFTs and whoever they're feuding with into the War Games match this year at Survivor Series?
That's
I think we absolutely could.
And it looks like it's the Wyatt Six, and that would make all this sense in the world.
Yeah.
I was so wondering if he was going to drop a knee drop with that knee brace on there.
I was thinking that he almost landed on the back of his neck. That tattoo from Dragunov looks like there's even a second one. Unless
OMD.
it's just more to it.
Yes.
Yes.
What's the front part of your neck called?
Your throat?
Yeah, there's only one part of the neck. Sorry. It's just funny you said that because it's happened in my life earlier this week.
Well, just the way he went up and came down with that senton.
Oh. The way he just fell off the turnbuckle there.
No, I think he landed on all sides of his neck, sir.
He did.
Is it just me, or does the back part of the trunks from Ilya look see-through?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the back part of Ilya's trunks yet. No, they don't look see-through. I just saw that.
See, look now. Are you sure about that?
I am.
Every time I see Ilya Dragunov delivering those chops, I'm reminded of a time, I think it was Gunther who said that Ilya Dragunov delivers some very hard chops.
Yeah. I think
yeah.
Gunther has stated Dragunov's chops are harder than his.
No, that was Penta. Gunther has gone on record saying Penta, in his opinion, throws the hardest chops that he has taken.
Wow.
No, I was always curious that I always thought Ilya was going to return back to Raw, and I'm kind of happy because given the amount of baby faces now on Raw, it just seems like he would have been lost in the shuffle. So I'm very much I'm happy that this is a thing, because I could see Ilya Dragunov go in so many directions on SmackDown.
I'm with you. I do think that you could have seen him make himself a credible heel on Raw as well. We know he's got that heel run in him. So, but yeah, you can definitely see so much more for Ilya here on SmackDown.
I mean, just thinking of a possibility of JACOB FATU versus Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah,
Drew McIntyre versus Ilya Dragunov.
Even Cody Rhodes versus Ilya Dragunov. Like, give me everything.
I, for one, wouldn't be opposed to a Nathan Frazier versus Ilya Dragunov.
But as we see, give me more. Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov. This match has been incredible.
Oh, yeah.
It absolutely has. There was no question that it was going to be.
The snap on that German suplex.
And that was just pure strength from Ilya.
Now, I know after what we saw from Dragunov and Gunther in NXT, I know we were clamoring for it on Raw. Could we see Gunther make his way over to SmackDown now, and then we get that match?
Yeah, I don't know what the plan is for Gunther now. You have to kind of wonder what best suits him at this point. Like, and is it even as a heel? I think that needs to be put out there. Or does a guy like Gunther come back as a strong, final hero babyface?
Right.
And that's especially if maybe, just maybe, we're setting ourselves up for a few heel turns on Raw.
Right. And Sami barely rolling the shoulder.
Now, what better way to come back for Ilya Dragunov if he escapes this match, the new United States champion?
Right? His first main roster gold in his first match back after a year off from injury. What a Michinoku driver there from Sami.
Yeah, if Ilya Dragunov does walk away with the win here, I 100% can see him handing a rematch to Sami.
Could we even see a heel turn from Ilya Dragunov to capture the United States Championship?
I don't think so yet. I think this one here is going to be based on merit. But I could see the heel turn coming during that championship run.
I could see it happening in this match. You get that moment of desperation. He throws in a low blow and takes and steals it from Sami.
Yeah. What a vicious slingshot suplex using the shoulder to the rope.
That just looked more awkward than the move itself. I mean, I know Tommy Dreamer came down to Alice in Chains, but what if they gave Ilya Dragunov, if he turned heel, like an updated version of like Instrumental of Wood?
Right? And Ilya calling for more, saying, "Bring it, Sami." Sami
Like,
face washing.
It's not even a face. It's more of just like really short, aggressive kicks. I mean,
And those rapid fire chops there from Dragunov.
with a couple headbutts to boot.
Oh, man.
Well, all right. Well, the match of the night honors as of right now goes to Ilya Dragunov and Sami Zayn.
Yes.
Yep.
They decide to go 50 Shades of Pain on us.
And we've already seen a fantastic women's tag title match here tonight as well.
And if that shocked anybody, then the problem is you. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, all four of those women are just absolutely amazing.
Yes, they are.
Now a couple of cross-face strikes by Sami Zayn.
And now these hard knees from Dragunov. Wow. Where are these two pulling this out from?
We could tell you, OMD, but unfortunately, we'd have to end you.
Yeah.
This match is the personification of intestinal fortitude.
An awesome return is right, Pete.
Yeah, Pete.
Absolutely.
Yeah, at this point, with how good this match is going, I don't want the MFTs to be showing up.
No, me neither.
Well, I mean, if they did, I mean, just to think of all the heat that they would garner if
Right?
they
Yeah.
did.
Oh, man. Just took a... This is...
So, ring rust OMD.
Certainly not a thing. Both of these men have left, leaving it all in that ring.
Yeah, Dragunov has not lost a step, period.
No.
I've heard a boot in the face, but that is ridiculous.
Jeez.
When you just think too, like the recipe for a beautiful match is right there when you have the nonstop aggression and fight from ILJA DRAGUNOV to mix it in with just the never count out, always fight back SAMI ZAYN. It's just right there. It's Pete coming in says this takes me back to the old days when you didn't know what was going to happen. I mean,
Right?
100%.
Wow. And that beautiful discus clothesline through the ropes from Dragunov, turning Sammy inside out.
Oh, Sammy got the blue thunder bomb on.
Wow.
Even that couldn't finish him.
No, it couldn't.
Almost a mid-ring haluva kick to counter the forearm from ILJA to set up the blue thunder bomb. That do these guys even have enough energy to react to a kick,
Right?
let alone actually kick out? It's incredible.
Right. Pete coming in saying this takes him back to the old days when we didn't know what was going to happen. You're absolutely right, Pete.
Oh, Solo.
Solo making his presence known at the top of the entrance ramp and then walking away. Wow.
I was going to say, it's been so long since I've seen ILJA wrestle. I've forgotten what his finisher is.
Well,
Wow.
Wow.
Holy. Bro,
Again, I'll just stop talking.
Wow.
Ilya Dragunov, guys, is your new United States champion.
Yes. I believe that finisher that he used is the A-bomb, and when he does it from the top rope, it's the H-bomb.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they changed that.
Yeah.
I mean, if they had to change the name Invasion.
Yes.
But no, I always remember what his finisher is, because I'll always remember the time where Trick Williams won the NXT title for the first time by defeating Ilya, I believe it was.
Yes.
And they were both going for their finisher, and it was Trick Williams who hit his first to win. It was just such an amazing, timely finish that to this day I still remember it. But
I gotta believe that Sammy gets a rematch here.
yeah,
Nope.
well, he still might, just not right now. And Pete, you are right. What a match. But if we were to think the MFTs, which is what, 5 of them now.
Oh, and here comes Ray Fenix. Earlier in the night, he was jumped by the MFTs earlier in the night. For those who are just tuning in,
so we got Ray Phoenix, Dragunov, Sami Zayn, and Shinsuke. There would be one more when you really think about it.
Yeah.
The Solo grabs the mic now. The MFT stands for My Family Tree. I'll just shut my mouth. Okay. And that video from Bo Dallas just ignites us to the appearance of Dexter Lumis, Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, and Nikki Cross.
yeah, and once again, the way they shot that video with Bo Dallas, I swear I thought I was looking at Bray Wyatt.
Yep.
Oh yeah, there is definitely an intent by Bo Dallas to look more like his brother, but there is also that shot of Bray that goes back to his brother to make you see the similarities.
Yeah.
Yes. As Nikki Cross stared down Solo, and then the MFTs walked away.
And Pete White 6 in War Games versus MFTs. Yes, that's exactly kind of, I think, where we're going. I think that 100% should be the direction. This is a match that would make sense. It would fit both parties. It would make a lot more sense than anything you could see them do on Raw that would feel forced.
Yes.
This is kind of the more natural progression, and it would be really nice if Nick Aldis says, I can't be the guy that does this, and we see William Regal come in and just say, War Games.
Yeah.
Right. As we did get a preview there for Monday Night Raw as well, coming up this Monday from Sacramento, California. But gentlemen, we're in a commercial. Which commercial have we yet to show?
Well, we got to let everybody know where they can go shopping.
Shopping?
Let's do it.
The Turnbuckle Studios store is open for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the merch and represent the best from the shows you watch on a weekly basis. Multiple styles to choose from with over 10 products available. Don't get left out and pick up all your favorites today. Find us at carlcarafel.redbubble.com.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If you want your break-in podcasting, content creation, collaboration, or to help us out behind the scenes, go to turnbucklestudios.org and now click the shop link and you can go to the carlcarafel.redbubble.com website scrolling at the bottom of the screen. But as well at turnbucklestudios.org, meet your hosts, Chris Parrish, Chris Best, myself, Bubba Duke, and of course, Carl Carafel. Watch all of our latest weekly episodic shows, including the PlayStation Showcase, the Locker Room Breakdown, and of course, Sundays at 12:15 Eastern, the Chris Parrish Podcast.
Ow.
As Mr. Best is pulling a splinter out of his thumb.
No, our other co-host is scratching me up.
Oh, hi, Pepper.
She's not on the payroll.
But yeah, the Wyatt Six in War Games. I'm actually glad that that's the direction we're going now, because after Monday, it absolutely doesn't make any sense for the Vision to be in War Games.
Right.
Now.
I'm going to ask this. Would it now be, with what we saw on Monday and the Usos crumbling, would it make sense now to bring Jimmy back to SmackDown?
I would say no, for the sole point of we haven't fully gotten a true division from Jimmy and Jay. It just seems like there is cracks in the foundation still.
Right.
So I think up until that does happen, I think it's just maybe more of a matter of time until they maybe write Jimmy off for an extended amount of time, because it's the real life, being a father, parental leave, all that. And I think that's kind of where you can go to, only to see Jimmy come back later in 2026.
Right.
That as I think this is the time where you start kind of shaping what Jimmy Uso, the singles wrestler, really can be. As now it just seems weird to see them back together because of what Jay has done on his own. It almost seems like it's a step back, like the Usos are a step back for him, which is so weird to think about. Just a couple years ago, you wonder what Jay Uso would be like on his own. Now it's almost like a foreign conversation of Jay Uso in a tag team again.
Yeah, and dare I say it, it also feels like a step back for Jimmy as well, because it felt like on SmackDown, Jimmy was headed somewhere. Like, it felt like they were giving him a decent push on SmackDown before they were like, oh, let's put you on Raw and throw you with Jay again.
Well, this is why I'm asking, is because would it make sense to reestablish him, especially if we are seeing a perennial injury to JACOB FATU and where we go, and does he become sort of an ally to Cody? Does he start getting himself into the mix? Does he become an ally for SAMI ZAYN? As what we're seeing.
I gotta ask this question. Do we want to see Jimmy Uso move for the sake of being a number 2 somewhere else? Or do we want to invest this time of seeing if we can make Jimmy Uso a number 1 internally? Because does it make sense for him to go somewhere else and just be a side piece to somebody else's puzzle? Or do we want Jimmy Uso to actually do his own thing and be his own man opposed to helping somebody? Because that has been something that he's been doing for a while, just like Jay was doing.
Right.
It almost makes sense for Jimmy now to kind of focus on Jimmy and maybe do Jimmy business opposed to somebody else's.
Right. No, and I'm with you there. Because I think he should be a number 1. I think the opportunities for Jimmy are probably better to establish himself on SmackDown as opposed to being potentially tied to Roman Reigns, who's there on Raw, potentially still being tied to Jay despite the cracks in the foundation.
But you just said that if he does go to SmackDown, does he pair off with Cody? Does he pair off with Sami?
I did.
If he does, he should. If he does go to SmackDown, strike out on his own. Go after ILJA DRAGUNOV in the U.S. title.
Yeah.
Go after Cody with the heavyweight title, or even Drew or JACOB FATU, who could be the number 1 contenders or even win the championship.
And that's why I think that SmackDown, there's more opportunity for Jimmy than there is on Raw.
He's got to make that big splash, pun intended.
Well, somebody who's looking to make a splash is your women's champion, Tiffany Stratton, who is being interrupted now by Kiana James, who has decided to wear very little clothing. But it seems that she is there to rub salt in the wounds from Tiffany Stratton's loss at Crown Jewel. As we are getting an official match for next week. That is Tiffany Stratton versus Kiana James. As Tiffany Stratton has the highest win percentage of any WWE superstar in 2025 with a 17-1 record, which is 0.944 in terms of percent. So congratulations to Tiffany Stratton for her run as champion, because all 18 of those has been as WWE Women's Champion.
Yes. And as she said in that interview, one loss does not define her 2025. It does not take away what she's accomplished. And now we're seeing the Motor City Machine Guns.
And they are being interrupted by Los Garza. Now, Now, I had this thought earlier today that if AJ Styles was to continue his quest towards maybe Dominic Mysterio in the Judgment Day. Given his TNA background, would Motor City Machine Guns going over to Raw and going after the tag team championships in that fight with AJ Styles and them forming an alliance make sense to anybody else?
100% it would.
Yeah, I like that pairing.
Because you can almost call it the Machine Gun Club.
You could. And I was going to say it would still give reference to the Bullet Club.
I don't think the Machine Guns were in the Bullet Club, though.
No, they weren't. But that's why I'm saying
it was.
No. But that's why it would still give reference, because you do have the Motor City Machine Guns. So yes, you could do the Machine Gun Club.
And Los Garza making their way to the ring. San Santos Escobar, who recently re-signed with the WWE.
Yeah, there's been definitely a clear clearance of Santos Escobar with Los Garza in the past few months. A lot of it was because of contract stuff, and you are correct. Santos has re-signed with the WWE with a lot of speculation that he was going to leave.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting to see if Santos and Los Garza reunite, or do they keep the two separate?
I think for now you have to keep the two separate. I think that to run that back when it was really shown as a failed unit, like they did not have a ton of in-ring success as a trio.
Yeah, most of the success came from Los Garza, and especially when they won the AAA tag team titles.
But I think that Santos would be another guy to, if Dragunov keeps the U.S. Championship Open Challenge going, would be another guy to step up in that.
Now, one of the things I'm thinking about when it comes to Santos and his resigning, I'm wondering if that's going to be so that he can maybe wrestle primarily in AAA, or if they're going to keep AAA contracts and WWE contracts separate.
Well, AAA contracts technically are now WWE contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But whether or not they keep the brand separate, I think.
I think you're going to see them keep the brands separate, but we do know that players like Octagon and Psycho Clown have signed WWE deals.
And so has Mr. Iguana.
But also, every Monday, you can see that AAA Mega Championship as Dominic Mysterio not only is the champion, but he's also representing that championship every Monday as he is holding that, as well as the Intercontinental title. So it really remains to be seen on the inclusion. I think it's probably better off to keep AAA on its own, and if anything, you would have them getting involved with TNA and NXT stuff.
Well, I was just going to say, we've got Dr. Wagner right now doing the feud with Ethan Page in NXT right now.
But also with the amount of superstars on Raw and SmackDown right now, you would be pushing people out just to include people from AAA in. And I just don't know if that is such a good idea unless you get in that situation where injuries pile up or situations pile up to where you would need that. So I do think it's, in case of emergency, maybe we'll see more AAA representation on Raw and SmackDown. But for the time being, I think it's better that you just focus on keeping them separate and then doing more AAA, NXT, TNA stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and the only other reason I could see, like, again, AAA being a part of the main roster is, let's say they do an episode of Raw in Mexico City or something.
I mean,
Yeah.
we talked a lot about the NXTNA, but how about the NXTN AAA?
You want a Worlds Collide PLE?
Well, I mean, I was saying that since the day AAA's was purchased, and then we got Worlds Collide, and we didn't really get Worlds actually colliding. We just got Worlds combining.
Yes.
But here at the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, our worlds do collide with the amount of programming we have. Take a look.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thursday we go TNA when we brace for Impact at 7:55 p.m. Eastern. Friday we secure all details as we answer the call for the Smackdown Security Detail at 8 p.m. Eastern. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. Eastern. On Sundays be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Eastern. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, that site is turnbucklestudios.org. You can meet the team: Chris Best, Chris Parrish, myself, Bubba Duke, Carl Carafel. Check out all of our programming and all of our latest weekly episodic shows. Go to turnbucklestudios.org/join to send us your creds, and we can sit down as a collective and figure out where everybody fits in.
Yeah, and let's not forget that on that, you can also fill out the form that is attached on the turnbucklestudios.org that you can provide us just so you can give us more information. So that is very essential on applying.
There we have it. As we are getting a look at the WWE Legacy NFL titles.
They're ugly.
The Bengals one especially.
Well,
Yeah, the Dolphins one sucks too.
It does.
Let's do the Saints one.
I mean, we know when you're lying, and clearly that was that example, because nothing looks better than that black and gold, as we
I
know
was
that is
speaking
the
nothing but the truth.
best colors on wrestling titles are black and gold. Who dat?
Yeah, on wrestling titles, but not on NFL titles.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's
Except that the Saints have won a championship in our lifetimes, and neither of our teams have that.
Yeah, I know. My time will come. I don't know about yours, but mine will.
But the ties of Los Garza and the Machine Guns are right now, as they're battling to see who can inch closer to the championships that are currently held by the Wyatt Six.
And this is the 1-year anniversary of the Machine Guns' debut on SmackDown, where they said earlier that they beat Los Garza in that debut match.
Yeah, and in that 1 year, it still feels very surreal seeing Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin on WWE TV.
It does, but it is nice to see them back on TV because we haven't seen them in a while, in the ring at least.
To be fair, it's been a while since we've seen a lot of members of that ladder match on TV.
Yes.
To be fair, Phoenix is on almost every week. Andrade was fired. We see the Wyatt Six all the time. The Street Profits were there last week. I think right now with the SmackDown Tag Division, we're just not going to get everything all the time now. We're going to get everything spread out. And it's going to be very interesting to see kind of where the SmackDown tag titles are kind of put.
Right.
Based on that, as we see right now, like they're kind of tied up in the Wyatts versus the MFT
Right.
storyline. So
now, and I'm going to say this because we know that all 4 of the men in this match are accomplished singles wrestlers as well. Could we see some singles movement from any of these 4 men? Or do we just leave that and just let them keep rolling the tag team grind?
I would keep rolling the tag team grind because I still like how deep the tag team division is on SmackDown.
yeah, I think if we're ever going to get any single movement, it might be between Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, as we have seen visual signs of possible dissension between the two, or just separation at the very least. But that remains to be seen. But I think if you're going to go anywhere with that, that's the team you're going to target. My curiosity is more just in the next 6 months, are we going to get movement on brands on the tag team division? Are we going to see the Judgment Day and War Raiders, New Day just on Raw? And are we going to get Los Garza, Machine Guns, Wyatt's, Profits, all these on SmackDown? Or are we going to get a little bit of a movement?
Right. We do have to ask ourselves too, when do we see the return of Elton Prince and then Pretty Deadly?
This is true too.
Well, what a better way to celebrate your 1-year anniversary of a win against Los Garza than to defeat Los Garza on said anniversary. So not just a happy anniversary to the Machine Guns for making a life-altering decision and signing with the WWE, but congratulations on another win that this time last year propelled them to becoming tag team champions very quickly. Does this match and this win help them regain those tag team championships?
I think it puts them in line at least. And there's Axiom.
There's
Fraxium.
Fraxium.
Well, I mean, he wasn't wrong. Axiom is there.
He is.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Hey, I was pointing out that I saw Axiom on the screen. So yeah.
You were. And he did correct himself to say Fraxium as well. So, you know, it's all good in the hood.
It's kind of funny that I did mention Nathan Frazier earlier, and DIY now on our screens.
Yes.
DIY we've seen a bunch in NXT lately, though.
Oh, and Johnny Gargano is rocking a nice Candice LeRae t-shirt.
And Candice LeRae's rocking a Johnny Gargano shirt.
No, it's almost like they're married. I mean, if Survivor Series does bring back the traditional 4-on-4 tag matches, I would love to see the New Day and DIY come together. Because I think that would be a very funny and entertaining like skits that sell the match. And you can have like War Raiders and Fraxium as the other team. You guys ready for the main event?
I am.
So OMD and I... Oh, geez. What's going on here?
Jacob laid out, taken down in the back.
And bloodied.
Yes. Was that Drew McIntyre? Was that the MFTs?
Was that Elton Prince coming back?
There you go.
Probably not, but we just don't know yet. Was it Rikishi? He did it for The Rock.
He did it for the people.
Shut your mouth, you tongue wearing fatty. How do you dislike The Rock, man? There are so many great quotes that he had back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Quotes,
can understand
yes.
modern day Rock. Like, that's a completely different story. But like,
In ring, on the mic, he was good. In ring, I was never really a fan. And then him running off to Hollywood the way he did.
okay, but if they're gonna just say, "Hey, OMD, do you want a boatload of money and just do all these motion pictures and be famous?" Are you gonna be like, "No, I want to put on and like donate
become-
one elbow pad every week to the people"?
And become the highest paid actor in Hollywood, mind you.
And now he might win an Oscar for the Smashing Machine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just,
And this
I don't
Oscar
know.
doesn't grouch
He's-
like the one on Sesame Street. So
I prefer Oscar the Grouch to the actual Oscars.
me too. Him and Cookie Monster were my favorite.
Oh, see, for me, it was Oscar the Grouch and the Count.
So many things can be said on that one, but yeah,
It was the 3 count.
that was your favorite WCW faction.
Yeah. Behind Tank Abbott was OMD.
Hey, I was managing his career back in the day.
Oh, so that's why he floundered.
So what you're saying, there was a flop dollar before we got a flop dollar.
Yep.
All right, Rails, it was nice to know you. I'm getting off here right now. I mean, yeah, but the hell did we get into Sesame Street?
We were talking about The Rock possibly winning an Oscar.
Yeah, I know how it was just. But yeah, it's going to be very intriguing to see kind of like who is responsible for the JACOB FATU thing. Now, I'm going to say this: could we see somebody from the MFTs take the place, or do we get somebody else to compete against Drew McIntyre, or do we even possibly get Cody Rhodes saying, "Screw it, I'll defend the championship against you tonight"?
I think that's the way we go. I think you see then Cody somehow lose the match or win by or lose by DQ, only to get that no DQ match at Saturday night's main event.
Or do we see Jacob just simply get up and storm to the ring?
And
For that matter, if we do see a replacement, dare I say, it's probably going to be Randy Orton.
more or less. But do we see Randy Orton then later become responsible for taking out JACOB FATU? Because could this then take you to Randy Orton not just winning this title, but then, or winning this match, but then winning the title, turning on Cody Rhodes, and finally going to that place that we thought he was going to go months before, And that takes you to a completely different avenue.
I think we absolutely could.
Yeah, I 100% think that if that's the case tonight, Randy Orton is turning heel tonight.
I mean, we saw Braun Breaker spear the living daylights out of Seth Rollins on Monday, and we saw some different vision movements on Monday, so we might be seeing something completely game-changing tonight. Fired up Cody Rhodes coming down.
Cody coming out saying, you want this? They wanted a number one contenders match. I'm going to give you your match right now. Coming down in his trench coat and three-piece suit.
If this is official, once again, I'll stop talking.
And if this is official, do we get our second title change of the night?
Well, they got to get into the ring first before it's official. See, even the ref's like, yeah, you got to get it to the ring if you want this to be official.
Ref's like, I'm here to work. Let's get in there, man. I'm on the clock. Oh, Cody Rhodes is going to the eyes on Drew McIntyre. It's something we don't see very often.
He's probably just as sick and tired of Drew McIntyre going after the title as, well, I was going to say as we are, but we clearly aren't.
No, we're not.
Well, Cody Rhodes is definitely fired up because he also, just like Tiffany Stratton, took a giant L at Crown Jewel. So you can probably assume that your WWE champion is a little bit on the angry side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cody with the back rake.
Because when you're in a flat out fight, a back rake is good and really sway the odds for you.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. I love a good back rake, but that did not make any logic. The eye gouging and the choking, makes a little bit more sense.
So we got ourselves a championship match.
We do.
Oh my god. Cody Rhodes is in a suit. He's defending his title. Does he win or will he lose? Yeah, remix on the spot, people.
There
What
we
up?
go.
Oh, I was gonna say, what did he throw? It was his vest.
I was hoping it was a shoe. So much I wanted a shoe thrown. This has Drew McIntyre winning all over.
Oh, it does. 100%.
Yeah, it does.
And again, like I will say, the only reason if he doesn't pick up that W is if we see Randy Orton coming out.
But could we see Randy Orton come out and cost Cody the title?
I was gonna say, if it happens afterwards, let's say Cody wins, Randy Orton comes out and celebrates with him, and then hits the RKO.
I mean, we are getting those like last second, oh my god moments, so it kind of pans out.
And they've been really playing into the friendship that Cody and Randy have over the last several months.
Could we see, though, as far as the Cody-Randy situation go, a situation like we had with Cody and KO, where Cody says, look, Randy, you've had my back. I want to give you the title match.
Oh!
It's been a while since I've seen Drew hit the Future Shock.
The snap he gets on that still is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't sit out like normal. He definitely does it more to the side like Mick Foley does, but
You know, when I used to do my double arm DDT, I used to sit out on it.
yeah, the more I see this, the more I am I'm on the Randy Orton is going to do something big tonight.
Because I get a feeling, all depending on what this thing with JACOB FATU is, I don't think this feud with Drew is over.
Right.
And that's something you can come back to when JACOB FATU returns.
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm going to ask you guys a two-parter question here, but did any one of you see the ending of Raw coming?
No, not at all.
No.
So what if this match isn't designed for Randy Orton turning on Cody Rhodes? What if this match is designed for Cody Rhodes to turn on Randy Orton?
Okay. I could see it. Cody has said he is nearing the end of his babyface run, and it is almost time for that turn. So would this be that But
Also,
again, that's where I went. Do we see that situation we had with KO and Cody offer Randy the title match?
well, he did that once already.
Oh,
We are getting an aggressive Cody who is willing to do things he normally doesn't do. As we
like
just
Shaq.
saw him.
Yeah.
Yeah. As he gave Drew McIntyre's face a new tattoo that looks just like his WWE Championship.
I was going to say, is this going to be another situation where we're going to see that Claymore potentially through the base of the table?
Or I think we're getting a crossroads to the table.
As Drew,
Security breaking it down and Drew looking bloodied.
Drew is getting out of harm's way quickly.
And Cody's like, nah, we ain't done here. So I think this is where we're going for Saturday night's main event. Because with how heated this has gotten fast, I'm not sure if we're going to make it to Survivor Series with these two.
But getting an impromptu WWE title match, though, did anybody have that on their bingo card tonight?
No, but
not.
I was racking my brain all night with how do you write off JACOB FATU. So I'm glad this is the way it went.
But I am loving the aggression from Cody Rhodes, and it's matching Drew McIntyre to a T, and I think that is absolutely great. And I think this is the first time we're seeing Cody Rhodes on his own pedestal almost kind of give you Randy Orton vibes of doing whatever it takes in a fight. Not just him fighting honorably like he has been for the past few years, but he showed signs where he was taking it to the next level and not even caring about it.
Right, where he needs to be that guy that is now focused on him. Much like we saw Roman say to Jay, focus on that title, focus on you. Don't worry about helping everybody else.
But with that match going and breaking out the way it did with that title shot causing the disqualification, it's clearly far from over as we saw the post-match activities. But that's how we ended off SmackDown.
Do we see this match becoming a last man standing or a no holds barred or a street fight for Saturday night's main event or whenever they may do it?
We'll have to wait and see on that one.
I don't think a false count anywhere because we got something very much similar to that with just last week with Aleister Black and Damian Priest. I think you're cutting that pretty close. We're seeing street fights almost all the time now, so maybe, but also maybe not. I don't know. Like this definitely could shape up to something that is gimmick or related.
I'm going to put this one out there, and this would be the first time that it would go live on something that isn't PLE. What about a Hell in a Cell?
Did you say the first time that it would happen that's not live on a PLE?
Yes.
Because it wouldn't be.
Yeah, that's wrong.
There was a tag team Hell in a Cell that happened on a Monday Night Raw back in 1998.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be too opposed to that. But given, like, because I did mention how often Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre have fought for the title over the past year.
Right.
But we are at that time. We are at that time where we got to reminisce of what we just saw and how amazing SmackDown was. So going around the horn, what did we all think?
What a show. What a show. I got here a little bit earlier. I was here. I only missed the opening segment. I don't think there was a bad match on the card. I mean, still the match of the night goes to the returning ILJA DRAGUNOV and SAMI ZAYN for the United States Championship. But there was really no lull in the show. It just flowed. It took us where it needed to. And we're building anticipation for events coming up, whether it's Hell in a Cell, whether it's Survivor Series, and in between. If you're looking for me on the socials, ladies and gentlemen, you can find me at my Linktree. That is linktr.ee/OMDShow.
All right. And Parrish, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I have to go back to the ILJA DRAGUNOV, not just returning, but capturing that United States Championship on a return. Absolutely capitalizing on the opportunity that was there, and that was hitting Sami Zayn with the unknown. You cannot prepare for what you didn't expect, and that was himself. Even though Sami Zayn did everything he could, it just wasn't enough, as Solo played a big factor into the distraction. But it just says one thing, and that is, where do we go? Where do we go with ILJA as U.S. champion? Where do we go with the MFTs and the Wyatts? Where do we go with Drew and Cody? And where do we go with the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships? And that is why you can catch Where Do We Go this Sunday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time at the Chris Parrish Podcast, where you can find all the links on my link tree at Chris Parrish.
Yeah, and for me, again, I'm going to echo everybody's sentiments and say that Sami Zayn and ILJA DRAGUNOV just stole the show. And as I said, I 100% expect ILJA to hand a rematch over to Sami at some point. I know Sami's going to be more focused on Solo coming out of this match, but I would love to see that rematch, maybe even at Saturday night's main event. But yeah, guys, if you want to find me at my socials, it's Linktree, linktr.ee/Chris_best83. But if you guys want to look for me, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, we do episode 3 of Until Dawn on Saturday Night Gaming. OMD, what are those famous words we like to go out on?
Ladies and gentlemen, always remember, the world is better with you in it. From all of us here at Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, to those of you out there wherever you are, good night, good luck, we out.
I'll be there when you